A person's greatness is shaped by their thoughts. This timeless truth has been proven again and again through the lives of successful people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, and many more. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book Think and Grow Rich, wrote, "What you think about, you become." But if this is true, why do so many people struggle to succeed? Do they not think about their future? Do they fail to recognize their own potential? Today's story will answer these questions and leave you with a powerful lesson. Along the way, we'll also pick up a few new words to strengthen our English skills. So stay with me until the end. Once, in a busy railway station, there lived a beggar. Every day he survived by asking passengers for alms while they waited for their trains. One day he noticed a well-dressed businessman stepping onto the platform. The man's expensive suit and confident walk made the beggar think, "This person must be rich. If I ask him for money, he'll surely give me a good amount." With hope, the beggar approached him and stretched out his hand. But instead of giving him money, the businessman looked at him and asked, "Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar was shocked. No one had ever asked him such a question before. "Sir, I'm just a beggar," he replied nervously. "I survive by asking for alms. I have nothing to give." The businessman smiled gently and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask for anything. I am a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you can give me something, I can give you something in return. But if you have nothing to offer, I cannot give you anything either." With that, the businessman boarded his train and left. The beggar stood frozen. He kept replaying those words, "If you want to receive, you must first give." That night he lay awake thinking, "But what can I give? I'm just a beggar. I have nothing." 2 days passed without him asking anyone for money. He was too deep in thought. On the third day, while sitting at the station, he noticed a patch of wild flowers blooming near the railway tracks. Their bright colors caught his eye, and suddenly an idea struck him. What if, instead of only taking, I give something back? What if I offer people a flower whenever they give me alms? Determined, he gently plucked a handful of flowers and returned to his usual spot. When someone handed him a coin, he smiled and gave them a flower in return. To his surprise, people accepted the flowers with joy. Some even smiled and thanked him. As days passed, something amazing happened. More and more people began giving him money. He noticed a pattern. When he had flowers, people gave generously. When he ran out, the donations dropped. So it's true, he thought, people like to receive something in return. One day, while giving flowers in exchange for alms, he spotted the same businessman sitting in a train. Excited, he rushed over. "Sir, today I have something to give you," he said eagerly. "If you give me money, I'll give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, handed him some cash, and accepted a few flowers. Then he said, "You have truly understood the value of exchange. Today you are no longer just a beggar. You have become a businessman." The train pulled away and the beggar stood there, reflecting on those words. Am I really a businessman now? Then it hit him. Yes, I'm not just a beggar. I'm a trader. People aren't giving me money out of pity. They are paying for the flowers I offer. This means I have a business. That day he made a bold choice. He left the station and never returned as a beggar again. 6 months later, at the same railway station, 2 well-dressed men met. They shook hands, but one of them looked puzzled. "Do I know you?" he asked. The other man smiled. "Yes, we've met twice before, right here on this very train." The first man frowned, trying to remember, then suddenly his eyes widened. "Wait, you're the beggar, the one I once refused to give money to and later bought flowers from." The former beggar laughed. "Yes, that was me. But today, I'm no longer a beggar. I run a successful flower business and I'm traveling to expand it further." The businessman was astonished. "That's incredible. What changed?" The flower seller smiled warmly. "You taught me one of life's greatest truths. We only receive when we give." That day I realized I was never really a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just had to see myself that way. The 2 men shook hands again, this time as equals, and then boarded their trains toward their futures. Life is shaped by how we see ourselves. If you believe you are small, you will remain small. But if you recognize your true potential, you can achieve greatness. So don't limit yourself. See yourself as strong, capable, and successful, because when your thoughts change, your future changes too. If you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up, comment below what you learned, and share it to inspire others. See you in the next story.